first-person action RPG with looter shooter elements developed by BioWare to rival Bungie's massive success, Destiny, a game that I happen to have played a lot of. It was released on February 22nd, 2019, but officially revealed to the world on June 10th at E3 2017, where they released a 7-minute gameplay trailer that I will never forget. See, back around this time, it was popular for these bigger AAA studios to hire voice actors to record lines acting like they were playing the game.
Oh shit, I've been spotted.
You good?
Yep, got it. Just moving upstairs.
Which is fine, except that the writers for these trailers, I don't know, have never played a video game in their entire lives.
Bam, looking good.
Oh, shit. Shoot that guy. Oh, shoot that guy. Shoot the big guy. Use your gun. Shoot him.
Yeah, he seems like a problem for another day.
Oh, what? No.
We're getting some fire from ahead.
I'll go low. You flank.
That's not a flank. Oh, that place
Been
was
in there
cool.
yet?
I haven't. Oh, we should do that later with Kim.
What? Not again.
Oh, come on. Be something good. Oh, yes. Jer's rap.
No, let me fix this.
Oh, come on. Be something good. Jer's rap.
See you on the other side.
Our story is out there.
Your story is back there. You skipped half the gameplay. Speaking of gameplay, let's go play some Anthem.
This is it. Closest we get with the Striders.
Agreed. Looks like we fly from here.
Not quite as good as the trailer voice actors, but... Oh, gosh. Why does this mic sound so bad? Maybe this is live gameplay. What was that? It was an Xbox 360 mic.
We're a long way from the cenotaph, and the storm is worse than we thought.
I got you. You look like you're in Star Wars.
Let's go!
Check in. I've got you.
So I don't get to play during this part. Holy crap, this is epic. How did it turn to daytime? What the heck? How is it daytime now? It was just night. Am I going crazy? Oh, let's go. Oh, 10,000 feet.
Maintain spacing. The sector ahead contains...
What? Hard left? What? I'm trying to change my sense. Hold on. This guy's telling me to look left at the freaking wall. This dude's going crazy.
He's up and heading your way. How's it going back there?
Why do we have the worst mics ever? Oh, hey. Oh, I got you, dog. Wrong button. My bad, dude. Here you go, bro. Let's go. Oh, watch out behind you. Okay. You guys are just infinitely spawning. There we go. Why aren't you shooting anything? What are you looking at, bro? They're right there. No, they're behind you. No, just turn around, dude. Hey, just check behind you, though. You're kind of being surrounded right now. There you go. There you go. Get in there. Oh, never mind. Just run it back. Hey, dude, you got a lot of them. They're just kind of all around you. You can pretty much shoot anywhere and you're good at them. There you go. There you go. Get in there.
My safety.
Oh, hey. That's not nice. Hey, are you going to actually... Oh, wrong button again. My bad, guys. I'll get... Hold on. Sorry. You're welcome, sister. Oh, I see that. Hey, how come that guy gets to fly? Oh, shoot. Oh, shoot. Oh, take cover. Hey, calm down, bro. I'm coming. I'm on my way. Is this the only enemy in the game? Oh, yeah, we're good. No, we're good. I'm here now.
My safety.
Yep, the rookie's gonna save you guys. I don't think your bullets are really doing anything here. Yikes.
He's gone. I'm sorry.
Oh, he's dead. Oh, okay. Holy. Oh, no. Oh, my gosh. No, it is. No, it is, though. We're all gonna die. You just already killed 2 of us. The that kill him? There's no way that killed him.
You could have done that the entire time.
Yes, yep, and we're both dead. And there we go. It's over. No, I'm definitely. I don't know if you realize we almost just died. 2 of our guys died in like 3 seconds, and then you killed the guy with an ability that you had the whole time. Okay, so that was like the beginning of the invasion, I guess. 2 years after. There we go. So the story of Anthem, to the best of my ability, is there's this thing called the Anthem of Creation. It's a super powerful force that some meanie-head stupid gods tried to harness and control, but failed to do so and abandoned the world, leaving their instruments behind. These instruments were then used by the Anthem of Creation to create these giant storms, like the one we see in the intro, that brought upon the alien race that we fight in the game. To help fight these enemies, humans created big cool suits of armor called javelins, and, you know, we like go and save the world and stuff. Speaking of which, our boy Owen is waiting on us to do just that. Ooh, but I'm still here. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, thank you, mate. Mate. Shit, this is full, mate. Oh, what? How did I get it? What? How do I control it? Oh, here we go. Oh, here we go. Oh, this is weird. I control it with the mouse? Alright, what am I doing here, mate? Oh, chest. What am I gonna get? What am I gonna get? Common item, common item, common item. What? What were the common items I got?
Won't be today. It's then.
Sorry, I was completely zoning out. What did you guys say? I think they said a funny joke, and I missed the funny joke. Oh, what's that? Is that another common item? Please, come on, be a common item. Just common item. Let's go. Oh, dude, oh my gosh, stop. Dude, I don't even know how to. This is the worst. This is the worst. This flying thing is the worst. I hate this. I want to. No, you need to get around. I hate that so much. The f are you looking at? Sorry. I'm sorry. That was rude. My bad. What the flip are you looking at? There we go. That's. You dead, boy. Oh.
Did you know you probably just orphaned some baby rabbits there?
You didn't have to. Why did you tell me that? Now I feel bad. Oh man, I just orphaned children. This. Oh, and there's the child running to come and fight his dad, and I just put a bullet in his brain. I'm sorry, bud. Press E to fire homing missile. Okay, that's what I was firing when I was trying to revive the guys. Bam.
I have some tour dates to tell you about.
Different kind of rage, right? And because it's tinged with the inevitability, like it's going to happen. And then when you bite it the third time, it's just white hot pain and like an anger at the universe, and it's irrational.
Yeah.
But it's just one of those things when and maybe 4 or 5 times you're going to bite it, and it's going to be like that for the next 24 hours until your body finally sends some sort of message, and the swelling starts to go down. But it's a horrible moment in your day when you start that crucible.
It's an oral Vietnam, man. There's nothing like that. Going down that journey, the D-Day of every bite you take, and one of them is going to step on that hidden IED of a previously bitten inner lip.
An oral Vietnam.
Can we get him some coffee? It's going to happen again.
Some cream.
They just bring you more coffee, more hot
You know
coffee.
what? Maybe I should. I used to drink black all the time, and then I went 2 creams and 1 cream. And you know what I find? It upsets people when you change your coffee order. Like the people around you in your circle. Like, I always thought you were a black coffee guy.
Oh yeah.
And now what's with the cream? Or what's with the almond milk? You don't want to do that. That sends a whole different message.
Yeah, definitely. In some communities, that is not good.
Well, there's no.
It's not good.
There's no nipples on the almond.
Yeah, and if you're looking for them, you are a Randy character.
Well, you can't. I mean, curiosity would require some kind of cursory inspection from this milk delivery system with no nipples. Oh, look at you, Zach. That's amazing. Thank you very much.
Where do you get those out of? Did you go into the cow?
I saw the one we had was expired, so.
Did you really?
Oh my!
You went to the corner to get me some of these little poisonous pods. These are good. There's a whole.
Oh yeah.
Why is everything?
They have melatonin in them now. I'm like,
Everything.
should coffee creamer have melatonin in it?
Isn't that the stuff that makes you tired?
Yeah, it's like, what's going on?
That is a mixed message.
I know.
Here's some caffeine with a little sedative for you. We'll just let your body sort it out.
Yeah, it's where we are.
Next thing you know, you're biting through your lip, cursing the universe. Oral Vietnam, dying of your teeth.
Oh, dude.
Dude, do you have any idea how much feedback I got? I don't know if this happens to you. Like you see yourself maybe on YouTube, and it's clearly you, right? This is a thing. You're like, you don't dispute it. It's you. You did whatever it is, whatever conversation you're having.
Yeah.
But you don't have any real recollection of the conversation.
Yeah.
You're just seeing yourself, right? Like this happened to me a lot years ago when people started uploading these incidents on QVC, like in the middle of the night where I'd been, fired for various inappropriate interactions with the product.
Oh, you were on QVC?
Oh yeah, yeah. But when I look at those old clips, and I can't deny that it's me, but I have absolutely no idea what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Or what I'm going to say next. It's very unusual. It's like biting your lip.
Yeah.
Because nothing you do about it. You just sit there and you watch yourself doing things you don't remember doing, and you just hope to God you don't, blow it.
I didn't know you got involved in this.
I'm seriously involved.
This is the dark arts, selling jewelry to people that are high on sleeping pills.
Yeah, I mean, they're lonely hearts. They're, that look at my nails, so nicely manicured and all that. That was 1989.
That's you selling those?
Or 90.
Were you going to a
Yeah,
Poison concert? What were you even wearing those for?
I mean, as long as you're going to do it, find the cat sack. That's when I knew my life had taken a weird turn. This was 1990. It was my first job in TV.
Was it really? That's crazy.
yeah.
Like, I didn't even know that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. Look at you.
Look at that hair, right?
Where were you from, Transylvania?
So this is a lava lamp, right? And I have no idea how to behave. I just want to know if it's really hot. Well, guess what, dude? It's hot, man.
They put 2 creamers in it.
It's like that lava. I mean, obviously, it's not really lava. It's magma.
Nuh-uh.
No.
That's not lava?
I opened this thing up on the air just because it's 3 a.m, right? And you're just trying to make sense out of whatever they bring you next. It could be the Amcor negative ion generator. It could be the health team infrared pain reliever. It could be a lava lamp.
Oh, yeah. It could be a child's diaper that sorts coins.
They brought me a cat sack. K-A-T-S-A-K. It's a cat sack. I thought it was a joke. It's not. It's like a grocery bag lined with Mylar, right? And your cat crawls in it, and it makes a crinkling sound, and cats love it.
Oh, that's nice.
So this is the kind of thing, man. I would sit there for 3 hours in the middle of the night, trying to. There was no training program or anything. They would just bring you these things that look like you'd get them out of that machine on the Carnival Midway with the claw.
Oh, yeah.
It was really just stuff that had failed to sell in prime time. And so if you're new, there's no training program. They just put you on in the middle of the night and they just bring you this stuff, man. One thing after the next, and you talk for 8 minutes.
I love that. We should bring that back. What if we brought something like that back?
Well, I mean, QVC is still on. It's just that back in those days, no one really knew about it. They didn't have any big vendors or anything. Today, they do 6, 7 It's huge. Home shopping is huge.
I wonder if we did a fun one on like YouTube and we sold American products that were American made, Mike.
I'm in. Look, there are no new ideas. Like I joked the last time I was at your pad in Nashville, it was like I really felt like you had tapped into like a Wayne's World meets Charlie Rose, right? And so all those old ideas are will come back. Telethons will come back.
Oh, I love that.
Home shopping never really went away.
Telethons were great though. You'd call up and you'd be like, "Who's crippled?" Sometimes my stepdad would get drunk or whatever,
Right.
and he'd like want to impress my mom, so we'd ring up one of those telethons that were on just to. He'd be like, "All right, hey, it's Randy. Who's crippled over there?" And they'd like tell you who's crippled or whatever. And he'd be like, "Put $30 on that one."
Well, do you remember Jerry Lewis doing the telethons?
Yep, Jerry's Kids.
Jerry's Kids. He was real. I mean, he raised like a lot of money. He did a lot of good in that world. But you get in 36 hours into a telethon, right? You've been up 36 hours.
Yeah, you're on QVC then.
That's like, and I did. There were times on QVC where it snowed, and like the next host couldn't come in. So when you've been up for that long and you're on live TV and they bring you like a collectible doll, and you're hallucinating, and you don't even understand that people collect dolls, but they do, right? They do. And so you're just sitting there, like this doll would be next to me, and her name would be Rachel, and she'd be dressed up like a tramp from Little Women or something. And and you just give them stories. You know, it's just
Pride and
like-
Prejudice.
Exactly.
I loved
like,
him as he loved me.
so Emily Bronte, or was it Charlotte?
I'm not sure. I think they dated for a while. I'm not sure who. They may have. One of them took the other one's name.
Well, this is like what you just did is exactly what I would do every night. It was free associating over whatever they brought.
Yeah.
I wasn't a very good salesman, but I was good at like starting sentences with no clear end and just keep going.
Yeah.
So the next thing you know, you're giving these dolls like, very elaborate backstories. You know, like she's a doll that gives you just a hint of possibility. She says no, but there's yes in those eyes. And then the camera guy pushes in close, really close.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting here like this, looking at a monitor, looking at myself, looking at the doll, and a million people are watching.
Yeah, you're like, she's new in town.
She's new in town, and she's keen to make some friends, and there's really no telling how far she'll go. Or how far you'll let her. Because it's really up to you, caller. For 3 easy payments of $29.95, young Rachel here will be on her way to you. And whatever you do with her in the privacy of your own curio is between you and your lord. I'm just here to tell you that she's on sale, and she looks like a sport. Alrighty, what's next?
Next up, Mike, we actually have the Princess Diana Beanie Babies that are in town.
Hey, that's fantastic.
They're just
Theo.
passing through, actually. Mike, there's not many of them.
Well, aren't we all just passing through, Theo? When you really think about it, this whole notion of permanence as it relates to porcelain dolls, I think that's something we can dive into to kill 3, 4, maybe 5 minutes.
Oh, I believe that, and I'll tell you that these Beanie Babies are stuffed with it's not cotton, what is it?
It's styrofoam, Theo.
Oh yeah, styrofoam.
They're stuffed with styrofoam, and I'll tell you, it was a bold move on a
or
manufacturer.
Russian cotton, as they call it.
That's right, because when you get it wet, it swells up a little bit, like those nesting dolls in reverse. When you see that little Princess Di Beanie Baby swell up like a tick, your heart's gonna beat with anticipation and wonder about what could possibly happen next.
Yep, and if you buy her now, she comes with these 2 CIA dolls.
Mm-hmm.
We're not saying anything.
Well-
You say potato, I say Mossad.
I say cavity search because with the Beanie Baby, it's really your property. That's the beauty, especially the Princess Di Beanie Babies, because with a touch of royalty, well, they're dressed in purple too, the color of kings, Theo. I thought that's
it,
worth
Mike.
knowing.
And if you order right now within the next 44 seconds, both of these CIA Beanie Babies will be stuffed with pure polyester or gay cotton, as they call it in some circles.
That's right. And for this week, just to mix things up a little bit, each one of these Beanie Babies, every 1 out of 100 will be stuffed with cocaine. So it's really going to shake things up because who knows who's going to get it and who knows what's going to happen next.
Oh, I wouldn't put it in a baby's crib unless you want him to walk this week. That's what I'd say.
I just bit my lip.
I'm going to put 2 creamers inside of myself. Mike, we have you here. Thank you, dude. I didn't know you were in those trenches. If we have, because you know what I've thought about? It would be neat to do something if we did it with only products that are American made, right? I just got this shirt and a jacket from this company, American Giant, right? So,
Seriously?
yeah.
I
Bring in that jacket if you can.
know those guys.
Bathrobe or what's it?
Bayard Winthrop
Bayard Winthrop,
is
yeah.
the CEO of American. Are you messing with like?
I swear to God, dude.
All
Bring
right.
it in. It's a gray one out there.
I'll tell you a true story about this guy, Bayard Winthrop. 16 years ago, he sent me a sweatshirt in the mail because he saw me on Dirty Jobs getting the absolute crap knocked out of me, and he saw my clothes being destroyed right and left. He goes, "This is an indestructible sweatshirt. It's 100% made in the USA." And Slate magazine had just written a story called The World's Greatest Hoodie. So it wasn't cheap, but it was made from cotton that was literally picked like outside of Gaffney maybe, or Middlesex, South Carolina, where their factories were. He showed me pictures of the employees who stitched it, right? The yarn, the everything. And I still have it.
Wow.
I wore that thing. It was completely, there it is, Slate magazine.
This is the greatest hoodie ever. This is December 2012.
So he sent me this sweatshirt, and I wore it, and I gave him some love on Dirty Jobs because it really is amazing. You know, it's the kind of sweatshirt. Do you remember the Champion sweatshirts?
Yeah.
With the reverse weave.
Yeah.
Right? They were like the varsity sweatshirts, the Harvard crew guys. It's the kind of sweatshirt your girlfriend steals. It's those.
God.
So anyway, I never knew what happened to the guy, but he reached out a couple years ago, and American Giant is still doing it. Like, I mean,
yeah, they're making clothes in America, right? Because this is, yeah. How did I come across this? Oh, a friend of mine showed this to me. They sent me a clip about a guy was trying to make a product in America.
Yeah.
And he couldn't do it.
Maintain
And I put it
spacing.
on for
The sector ahead contains
That's great, man.
explosives.
Yep, they're doing it. They're actually doing it. People don't understand how jacked up this is. That back in 1988, 80% of all of the clothing we wore was made in America.
Yeah.
And today it's 2%. It's bananas.
It's unbelievable.
The problem that those guys have is there's a labor challenge because what's happening is they're competing obviously with China and with Vietnam and with a lot of other places, and those places, you know, they don't have the same regulations, they don't have the same requirements, they don't have the same conditions in factories, all that stuff.
Right, you don't have to be fully awake to work.
You don't even have to really be human. I'm not sure what the laws are. I just know that when the dust settles, it's a hell of a lot harder to do it here. So they do it. They're trying to do it.
They do it elsewhere.
They do it in South Carolina.
They do it in South Carolina. American.
American.
But it's crazy to think that when you think about, this is a misconception that I started to realize that I had, that when I traveled around the country, because you probably, and I just said this recently, but touring comedy, we've probably done the top 200 cities size-wise, right? Like some comedians, they go to 50 cities, right?
Sure.
And they go to we went as many places as you could go, and we still have more to go. But I mean, like, you know, anywhere from like, you know, Lubbock to La Crosse,
Wisconsin.
yeah, I mean, just we to Fargo. I mean, we're going to medium-sized cities, and you always think like, oh, well, there's factories everywhere that make things and stuff like that. There's not.
No.
There's not. And you think, oh, well, I'm sure there's always, when you're flying on an airplane, you're like, oh, I'm sure we're passing thousands and hundreds of thousands of factories that are making products and sweatshirts. That we're not.
No, it used to be, I mean, the Rust Belt in particular, like that part of the Mid-Atlantic, those were factory towns.
The tetanus belt, too, they called it.
The tetanus. Well, I mean, it was, you know, there's so many rivers up there, and so the mills were by the rivers, and so the factories were near the mills, and the cotton was spun there. But this guy Bayard, he's actually become a friend of mine, and he's on a mission, and like flannel, like hand-dyed yarn in flannel was something like those old thick flannel shirts that we grew up with. You can't get them anymore. So American Giant started making those. They started making these hoodies, and the more I read about him, the more I liked him. So he's become, like, he's in my world now because I tried on my podcast. I'm not there yet, but I'm really trying to make sure all the sponsors have an American-made story. Just because, why not? See, the thing is, man, if Trump succeeds at the reshoring effort, and
With the tariffs.
Yeah, that's part of it. But if in general he gets manufacturing reinvigorated in this country, then there's going to be a challenge that a lot of people aren't talking about, which is labor.
Right.
So in January there were 482,000 open positions in manufacturing in this country. Right? 480,000 open positions. If he gets his way and this all gets reinvigorated, you're talking about 2 or 3 million new jobs. But there's no workforce sitting there going, this is what I want to do.
Or prepared to do it?
They're not. So there's a skills gap for sure.
Okay.
But there's also a will gap.
Right. Okay, so
Right.
let's talk about a couple of these things, Mike. So first, let's talk about take this off because it was pretty warm in here. But I will say this: this
You will
feels
sweat your
great.
balls off in that thing.
They made a T-shirt. Oh, dude, you will never. This thing will keep your coffee warm for 7 eons. Dude.
I mean, not to turn it into a commercial, but I swear it's weird how soft it'll get.
Yeah.
It gets softer and it gets thicker. It'll smell a little funky.
Oh God, it's gonna turn into a wife.
Spit my lip again.
Hey.
Damn it.
But no, this is really awesome, Mike. And I know you have a new show that's coming out on your YouTube on May 2nd, where you went and met with a lot of just workers on the ground, right?
We do a lot of that, but this thing is kind of important.
The tariff stuff?
Yeah.
Okay, let's start there. So Trump has put in a lot of he started this kind of tariff war, right?
Yeah.
And you hear people say it's good, you hear people say that it's bad. From my perspective, after traveling around the country, I don't know how else you're going to get jobs back here because there's a lot of towns that are boarded up. There's a lot of small cities that are boarded up. I mean, a whole city. You walk through the city of Jackson, Mississippi during the day, it looks like a movie set. It's very clean, it's beautiful, but there's nothing, and that's one of 40 probably cities that we've seen that are like that. So I'm just thinking, what's going to come and save these cities if something needs to? And so then you start to see Trump put these tariffs on, and then you start to get the idea, well, it's to bring jobs back so we have jobs here so it keeps cities busy.
Yeah, and so it's two different conversations, I think.
Okay.
And obviously, I'm not an economist. In
Me
fact,
neither.
I don't know an economist who thinks tariffs are a good idea. I really don't.
I don't know an economist.
I know a couple, but the ones I'm most interested in are like slightly right of center, where they don't agree either, right? So like everybody is either having a conversation about whether or not it's a good idea economically. I call that like a tier 2 conversation. You're having a tier 1 conversation. You're saying, well, wait a minute, what if there's something in the country that's actually more important than the economy long term?
Right.
What could that be?
The economy of the human spirit, I think.
It could be that. And, you know, I get all kinds of grief for this, but I think it's a fair analogy. I think about, I think about slavery in 1870, right? And I think about the conversation that was going on in the country, and a big part of it was, wait, if we get rid of this, do you have any idea what it's going to do to the economy? Not just for the South, which would collapse, but for the North.
Who's buying all the products.
Who's all dressed in cotton.
Right.
And of course, there's the triangle trade, molasses, rum, slaves, right? This is an eternal wheel that had been going on for time immemorial.
Yeah, dark rum, where do you think that came from? You know what I'm saying? You put a couple, you know?
I think I know what you're saying.
I'm just saying, you mix a few items and you got that's the best rum they got.
It's good rum. But if you fundamentally were to make the slavery decision based on nothing but whether or not it was good or bad for the economy, well, we'd still have slavery.
Right.
So we got to a point where people said, wait. This can't keep going.
This isn't human.
That's right.
Right.
And so it was bad.
Right.
The economy crapped the bed. We fought a war. A lot of people died. And I don't mean to sound glib when I say it. I don't know what the real ramifications are going to be. I don't have a crystal ball. But I do think that the reason people are talking past each other with the tariffs is because some people are saying, look, it's a tax, period. It's not good for global trade, which is true. But if you're trying to transform Jackson, Mississippi, then you at least have to elevate the conversation to this other set of consequences that might happen if you shake the whole thing up.
Right.
Now, I put a big like asterisk on that, i.e., I don't really know what I'm talking about, but I do believe that there are unintended consequences and intended consequences. And the consequences of messing with the tariffs are probably both.
Right. But do you think Trump, his intentions?
Here's what I think. I started the foundation, which, by the way, we're still doing it. We've got $3 million we're giving away this month in these work ethic scholarships. So we're for skilled jobs. We're training people for manufacturing jobs. We've been doing it for years. And that's me in a cap and gown sitting there without any pants on, as if to indicate optically that even though I have my degree, I'm not actually trained for any of the opportunities that currently
Oh, you look like
exist.
you just graduated from San Francisco. I'll say that, dude. Nice legs.
It was an experimental
That's
phase.
okay. My dad used to wear those shoes, dude.
Hey, you can see my shark bite there on my left knee. That's
Yeah.
There you go. Look at that. That hurt.
Yeah, a lot of sharks over there in San Fran. Those bays, buddy. You know.
So Trump's intentions, right? I don't know. I don't know the man.
Right.
I'm rooting for him. But here's what happened to me when I started that foundation.
You started this.
Yep. It was
Because your foundation gives out
work ethic scholarships.
work ethic scholarships, and people can apply on the website.
If you click on scholarship right there, up at the top, yeah, it'll take you to well, that's me and a bunch of people who got the there you go. Yeah.
That's awesome. Can we donate to that?
You can donate to it, sure.
Awesome, man.
Yeah. In fact, we just auctioned off these guys up in Ohio, made me a truck. They made a MicroWorks work truck. Rogan's head exploded when he saw this, right? This is a 1964 Power Wagon, and they built it from scratch. It was beautiful. And they took it to the Barrett-Jackson auction, and we got $1.5 million for it. So that all went to scholarships. I remember last time I
We're
was
going to
telling
donate
you,
way less than that.
I was auctioning off all kinds of crap from dirty jobs to raise money. We've given away about $12 million in these
That's
things.
amazing, man.
But I'm not saying it because I'm awesome.
No, you're just saying this is a way that you're trying to be a part of the things that you've gone through and seen. You want to put guys back in the workforce and make them be prepared. Is that right?
That is right. And the answer to your question regarding Trump actually starts with Obama, because the year we started this, in 2008, I don't know if you remember it, but he had a thing called the Highway Infrastructure Act, and it was big news, headlines everywhere. He was going to create 3 million shovel-ready jobs, right? And I was rooting for him. And then Dirty Jobs at the time was at its absolute peak. And what was weird, as the country was going into a recession, was everybody I was talking to on Dirty Jobs, they all had like help wanted signs out. They were really struggling to hire, and their basic bitch was, we just can't find people who are excited to pick up a shovel. We can't find people who want to do the work that we have. So I reached out in an open letter to the president in 2009 and just said, look, man, I am rooting for you. I think 3 million shovel-ready jobs sounds great, but part of making that succeed has to include a campaign to help make shovel-ready jobs cool. Because right now, people aren't buying it. There it is, look at that. That's an open letter to the president.
March 11, 2009. I am awed by the task at hand and compelled to tell you about MicroWorks, a public awareness campaign designed to reinvigorate the trades. Yeah, there needs to be, you're saying, look.
I'm saying it because it's about to happen again.
Right.
Donald Trump is going down a road, and if he succeeds, he's going to create millions of manufacturing jobs in a country that currently has nearly 500,000 manufacturing jobs open because the people who run those factories can't find people who want to do the work. So it's not enough to create the jobs.
Right.
And look, a lot of your listeners are probably thinking, well, make the pay better, make it more interesting, make it more palatable, and then we can have that conversation for sure. But the bigger issue still is there's no enthusiasm for the work. We took shop class out of high school. We robbed kids of the opportunity to even see what that kind of work even looks like. Meanwhile, we told a whole generation of kids they were fucking screwed if they didn't get a 4-year degree, right? And so people say, Mike, how did college get so expensive? I know you know this, but nothing has gotten more expensive in the last 40 years than a 4-year degree.
Yeah.
Not real estate, not healthcare, not energy, nothing, right? And so we keep telling kids they're screwed if they don't go in this direction. We free up endless money to loan them. So now you got $1.7 trillion in student debt on the books. You've got 7.6 million open jobs right now, most of which don't require a 4-year degree. And here's the other screwed up part. You got 6.8 million able-bodied men who are not only not looking for work, they're out of the workforce and not looking.
Right.
So all of that together, we've never seen that before in peacetime anyway. So something beyond the tariffs, something beyond policy is going to have to happen to make 22-year-olds go, yeah, man, I would consider doing that.
Right. What happens when your health becomes the punchline? From seed oils to stress, toxins to pollutants, the modern world is screwing with our health at the cellular level, leading to exhaustion, brain fog, digestive issues, and more. But here's one thing you don't have to settle for, feeling like garbage 24/7. Armra Colostrum is nature's original health hack, packed with over 400 bioactive ingredients that fortify gut integrity, strengthen immunity, revitalize hair growth, fuel stamina, elevate focus, and help you function like a human again. Armra Colostrum. We've worked out a special offer for our audience. Receive 15% off your first order. Go to tryarmra, TRYARMRA.com/Theo, or enter Theo to get 15% off your first order. That's TRYARMRA.
Schools is an education. What you're actually purchasing is a credential.
Right.
Whether or not you're educated or not, your experience may vary. Look, dude, I'm looking at my iPhone right here. If you've got an internet connection,
you have
access to 98% of all the known information in the world.
Right. How you process it and how you utilize it, that's up to you. Yeah.
That's you. So it's not fair to say that you can get a liberal arts degree on your iPhone, but you can.
Right.
It's not fair to really compare, lying in your bed like I did 2 weeks ago, watching a free lecture at MIT and saying, it would be the same experience if I were there in the classroom. But it's close enough to say, well, wait a minute. If the first one cost me $0.0 and the second one is going to keep me in debt for over 20 years,
right?
What am I doing?
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. I feel badly about painting with too broad a brush. My liberal arts degree served me really well. I graduated 4 years after you were born, I'm guessing. 1984 I graduated.
Beautiful year.
All right? It's a great year. I went to 2 years in a community college.
A lot of hot chicks then too, huh?
Couldn't swing a dead cat without hitting a prospect.
God.
You know those collectible dolls on QVC?
Mm-hmm.
It was a good time to be alive. I was also singing in the opera back then.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot you were that you were an opera guy.
Yeah, it was a thing I did.
Cat calling, dude. If you hear that cat call, you stop. If it's just some fucking Chicano whistling at you, dude, I'm keeping walking. But you hit a guy, fucking hit half of an Ave Maria on his lunch break near an open manhole, dude. You gotta stop.
Well, people pay attention, man. That's what, like in the first season of Dirty Jobs, I sang. I didn't even know the cameras were rolling. I was just blown away by the acoustics in a sewer in San Francisco.
Oh, yeah.
So I sang Vecchiasima senti il resto pianto scendere sacri amontio devi le me grazia ricevi.
Okay, I'll have the anapasta. Okay.
But it was like the image of a dude wearing a rubber suit, squatting in a sewer, covered with other people's shit, singing Puccini. To your point.
Literal Puccini.
Poopccini, that's good. Yeah, people didn't know what to do with that. You don't know where to. It's like a lot of cognitive dissonance in your in your brain.
There's a lot going on at once.
And There's a parallel here.
It's kind of what's going on right now.
That's it. People, like, if you sing opera, you shouldn't be in a sewer. If you're in a sewer, you should be getting paid crap wages. But what do you do? What do you say about a guy in a sewer who's a multimillionaire, right? Like, what do you mean he owns his own septic tank business? What do you mean he worked his way up to become a successful entrepreneur without a college degree? How is such a thing possible?
Yeah.
Every day, Theo, we've got 2,200 people have gone through MicroWorks. I'd say 30% of them are welders. I'd say half of them are making mid-six figures.
Yeah.
Nobody believes it. I spend most of my time now in this space sitting down with people who are 25 years old and looking at a camera and saying, hey, I get it. Don't take it from the opera singing rich dude covered with other people's crap, okay? I get it. I'm not persuasive.
Yeah.
But listen to her. Listen to him. Right? And so that's how the needle starts to move. And that's
Part of what so you're saying that if the tariffs work, right, part of that is going to have to be that we're going to need people who can do the jobs, do the manufacturing jobs here. We're going to need those skilled labor workers, right?
Yes.
Okay. So, and we don't have all those right now. We need them. We don't have them. How do you? So we almost need like remember that Uncle Sam poster? Like, I want you. Like, we need that PR campaign to get people hype because yeah, you just need that thing that's going to get people hype a little bit.
It's not just PR.
It's ethos too. You think? Well, what is ethos? Bring it up.
Yeah, bring up ethos and tell us and all these Greek words, you know, the Aristotelian definition of a tragedy, anagnoresis and peripeteia, a characteristic of spirit, a culture, era, or community is manifested in its beliefs and aspirations. That's it. A challenge to the ethos of the 1960s.
So can I have an ethos on myself, kind of like my own spirit?
Yeah, let's absolutely.
Okay.
So if it's an individual, it's a worldview. I think an even better way to think about it is a code.
Okay.
Do you have a code? If you do, what is it?
Like Dexter, kind of, but my own thing. Like a code.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, look, man, this will sound really outdated and hokey.
Integrity, you mean?
I do mean integrity. I mean, when I was a kid, like the first time I had to raise my hand. The first time I had to take a pledge, it was the pledge to the flag.
Yeah.
Right? I didn't really know what it meant. I was too young. I just memorized it, right? But later, in the Boy Scouts, you know, I had a scoutmaster who was a retired Army colonel. He was a hard ass, and he took this really seriously. So you like raise your hand and pledge. You take the scout oath. Now I'm only like 12 years old at the time, but I remember thinking, this feels like there were candles lit in a darkened room, and it was serious. You know, it was as serious as could be. It's easy to look back and laugh and poke fun, but
no, we did the same thing.
It mattered, man.
Yeah.
On my honor, I will do my best to do my duty to God and my country. Like, wait, that's just the first sentence. Never mind whether you like it or agree or disagree. Challenging kids to take an oath and to make a pledge. My foundation has a thing called a sweat pledge. You have to sign it if you're applying for the particular pile of money that I've accumulated through donations, and I'm super stingy with that money.
Well, AA have a pledge in the beginning that you do as a group. There's something about doing something as a group that makes you feel a part of a group. That's how a group works. That's how tradition happens, right? You can't just have it without actually participating in it and vowing to it.
You must assume individual responsibility, but you must do that in the presence of other like-minded people.
Yeah.
So my sweat pledge, which I ironically wrote after some bourbon, stands for skill and work ethic aren't taboo. I was just looking for a way to make people make a promise. And you can find it out here. It's now a curriculum, actually, in 70 schools, but it's based on the 12-step recovery process.
Wow.
And the Boy Scout law. Trustworthy, loyal, helpful, friendly, courteous, kind, obedient, cheerful, thrifty, brave, clean, and reverent. Combined with these really old school affirmations around things like gratitude and delayed gratification and personal responsibility and work ethic and aversion to debt. I actually have something on the sweat pledge that says, I would rather live in a tent and eat beans than pay for things I can't afford. Now, people call me, they're pissed, their parents call, right? There's a tenet on the pledge that says, I believe that my safety is my responsibility. I understand that just because I'm in compliance doesn't mean I'm out of danger. Now, I believe this because I nearly got killed half a dozen times on dirty jobs. There it is, number 6, right?
Oh,
so,
yeah.
so this thing makes people crazy. They resist it.
But this is a code really here.
It's my code.
It's your code.
And it starts right at the top, man. I believe I've won the greatest lottery of all time. I'm alive. I walk the earth. I live in America. Above all things, I'm grateful.
Wow.
Now, you can disagree with that, and we can still be friends. But when I get calls from parents or teachers or kids who are going through this application process, and they say, look, I'm not really comfortable signing this, then I say, well, then this particular pile of free money might not be for you.
Yeah.
It's okay, man. I mean, I work really hard, and I raise a lot of money, and I give a lot of it away. And I make no apology for wanting to help people who at least see the world
The same way you do.
or something adjacent.
Oh, agree. I think that makes perfect sense.
But you can't run a business that way.
No.
Like you can't hire people based on their worldview regarding gratitude or personal responsibility. At least not in California.
Yeah, probably not in California. You can't. But I think just you got to keep it off the documents, but secretly in your head you can low key have some
Nudge,
ideas.
nudge, wink, wink.
Do you think there's something different about the Gen Z workforce, or do you think there's just they haven't had the same examples that previous generations had?
Yeah, I do. I think. Well, look. Again, painting with too broad a brush sucks, and
I agree. We're not pointing at the Gen Z workforce like you're bad or anything like that, because it's so funny. It's like we had a guy on recently. This guy Alexander Wang, and he's not the fashion guy that got murdered. He's like kind of a semi-Chinese guy, but